Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 10 of my Divine Journey to Let's Play. I hope you're all doing well today and having a good one. I've been pretty busy. As you can probably tell, this road that I'm on here is brand new. Don't look at the mini-map for any spoilers, because I've built a new building. I've been busy diving into extra utilities too, and I've started getting through the mod. It's been pretty fun so far. I have a little setup here, so let's go top to bottom. Starting off on the top floor, I have my power generation. If you don't know how this mod works, like me, you generate what's called grid power. I was under the initial assumption that this had to be connected like through wires or something. It does not. Wherever you place it, so we have some solar panels here and some fire mills over here, generates and doesn't need to be connected up manually. So this top floor is our power generating floor, and down here we have a bit of the initial extra utilities 2 machines set up. We have a resonator here, 3 resonators actually, and an enchanter, along with an energy cube to supply energy to our enchanter, which requires FE rather than just the grid power. I've been pretty busy jumping through the mod pack, jumping through chapter 9, getting some of the basic crafting done, including getting pink lapis, which is the lunar dust lapis, demon lord ingots, I think that's what they're called, yeah, demon lord ingots, open ingots and stuff like that, as well as magical wood through the enchanter, power of the sun, getting close to getting the RF powder, which is going to be super useful, a huge power spike for us because there's so many things that require RF powder to craft. We're also going to be, this might be the thing I do next, the auto enchantment table, which allows things to be enchanted automatically. We're also going to be going for a lot of the mob grinding utilities, let's say, because I can pronounce utilities, I don't know how to pronounce utils. And those are going to be really useful because right now, I'm still using this excavator for all of my resource gathering. I had to put it back here because this is our, do I have it written somewhere? Our garnet vein. And garnet allows us to get amethyst, garnet, and redstone. The most important one being redstone. I was getting really low on redstone, concerningly low. So I set up the excavator there, but that's our only way to get resources right now. We now have like 7,000 redstone. It's my most common resource, which is excellent to have. But I want to start using some mob farms, get some mob farms set up to get us more utilities, which will be great because then we can just have more things coming in constantly. I don't really know how mob grinding utils works. I think I've used it before, but I think I used it in a much different way than this, so I'm excited to jump into it. There's all these different things to use, different spikes, and then this grinder, and then a bunch of upgrades and whatnot, and I think I need to go and find some spawners, but we'll see. What else have I been up to? I connected up our... Oh, I am lagging here. Oh, we're back. I connected up the Applied Energistics 2 building. It's right up there to our ME system. I connected up the extra utilities to the building. So everything's connected to this little tunnel system I have going now, which is really nice. All my drawers are still here. Let's head out. So I found out these pumpkin spiders quite annoyingly spawn wherever there is grass, and my base is covered in grass. And I don't really want to replace it with something else. So what we're going to be going for next in order to combat them is the Megatorch. If you don't know the Megatorch, what it used for is it stops hostile mob spawning in I believe it's a 64 block radius, which is very, very useful. You need the fluid transporter, which you need all this stuff, including the machine frame, so we're not quite there yet, but once we do, I'm going to be putting those torches all over the place. We're not going to have anywhere with pumpkin spiders. Behind me, I've cleared this land out. As you can tell, I cleared out all the trees that were here, and probably going to tear down this little hill and fill in that little water pool. And this is where I'm going to be expanding for the time being. My extra utilities building is right there, and my thermal expansion building will most likely be going over here. Additionally, I've been going through and putting signs down for all the different ores that are present that can be used with the excavator. Most importantly, we have Cinnabar vein, which, looking at the chunk, there's like 6 blocks that are not water. I don't think the excavator works well in water, so we'll be finding out if I can. The Cinnabar is 50% redstone, which is much better than the like 10% redstone in the garnet vein. So this episode, what we're going to be doing is I want to get through all of the extra utilities 2 stuff, and I want to finish that up and additionally get a mob farm set up. The mob I'm thinking of farming are witches, because if you look at witches, I don't know if this will work. Maybe. Roots. Oh, you can summon a spawn egg. Well, can I use this? That, no. Well, in vanilla Minecraft, I believe witches drop redstone, glowstone, things like that, both of which I use a lot of. Glowstone is used in surprisingly high number of crafts. I used to have like 2,000 glowstone dust. I now have like 479, and I've gone and collected some too during that time. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going through this mod and figuring out what I want to progress through next. What of this mod I want to get. If I want to try to get the thermal conductor rod. Oh well, we could do this together actually, relatively quickly. Let's get some magical wood, some sun crystals, and a moonstone. Let's craft it all up. Thermal conductor rod has 800 uses. Cool. It's hot. Sun crystals. Sun crystals are pretty cool. You have to throw them down onto the ground over here in order for them to get activated, to get charged. So we can do that while I'm standing here. This is used for making RF powder, which we can now do. I don't know if we have any bottles of enchanting on hand. I bet you we don't. It says we need XP bottle, or we open ingots for it. So I'm gonna get working on that. But I will start putting together ideas for the mob farm. I think I'm gonna be putting it into this mountain here, like down under, maybe like as an offshoot. That, but maybe as an offshoot of this tunnel going down, because it'll be easy to connect up to the ME system, as well as plenty of space and less spawn options. So yeah, I will see you guys all in a bit. All right, so we have gotten a mob farm set up and progressed further through extra utilities too. Let me show you the mob farm. I'm actually pretty happy with this. It's pretty small. Here, I used some good old-fashioned regular redstone to create an off switch of sorts. So let me show you in here. There's a light at the top. We have 3 mob fans. This one is pushing all the mobs this way. Area, and these 2 are pushing them in faster here. I'm not going to touch this because it has a sharpness 10 upgrade, and I have a feeling it would kill me instantly. Turn it off. Maybe we'll get some mob spawning. We have yeah, there we go. That is really loud. It's so loud. We have a XP tank here, a chest connected to import bus, and then a trash can. The trash can is for all the kind of tools and things, though it doesn't seem to be working too well. Let's see if I can look at my terminal bow. Yeah, so all these bows, none of these are mine. I'm probably just gonna throw them out at some point. Maybe I'll save them for something, crafting dispensers or something. But anyways, those mobs are spawning on tainted, or not tainted, cursed earth, which you make with a drop of evil. which causes mobs to spawn super aggressively and get a ton of outputs. We can see here, look how much solidified experience I have. I hit level 100 at one point. It's really great. I also have my enchanter set up, auto anvil, stuff like that. So yeah, we also got the next step, the RF powder. This stuff is pretty cool. Oh, that's weird. In the modern versions of Minecraft, when you throw something, your hand throws it. But in this version, it does not seem so. Just kind of poop it out. But anyways, this RF powder can be used for so many things. Including, importantly, things in thermal expansion. Unlocked thermal expansion here. And with that, we'll get the induction machine and get Eyes of Ender and allow us to go to the Ender. The end. Get Flux Ducts, all this stuff. Lots and lots of things, including more processors, more fluid storage, crafting terminals, which I am so excited for, and a whole host of other things. I'm really excited for it, personally, to dive into thermal expansion and get some more stuff set up. I'm thinking I'm going to build a building for thermal expansion right over here. Because I cleared out this land. I want to expand this way with the tech block. I think that would be pretty cool. So like right there could be thermal expansion, and then this next chapter, chapter 10, also has Ender IO. Ender IO maybe could go over here or something. I'm probably gonna flatten this mountain. This is the other end of our immersive engineering building. The one specifically with the Arc Factory, which I do use a lot. I do use that Arc Factory a lot. Eventually, I'm probably gonna automate it. What else have I done? I got this Frozen Maul now, because the Terra Maul only does 17.5 hearts of damage, whereas this does 19.5. And also it's unbreakable, which is really nice. Unbreakable by default. So, these guys don't stand a chance. One shot. Not one shot. 3 shot. The only thing is it does not have looting 3 as my Terran Maul does. So when I'm killing things from what I need, I will be using my looting 3 ball for obvious reasons. Yeah, so the next step is going to be constructing a building here for what mod was it? Thermal expansion. I think I'm going to be using the building tool. If you're not familiar with the building tool, the building gadget, it's a very, very useful thing that allows you to, like, with one click, create structures, more or less, create walls, create circles, stuff like that, which will just make things a lot quicker for building. This building, going into free cam, I built this without planning it. The other buildings I planned out in creative. This one I just kind of freestyled, and I do like how it turned out. But I think with the building gadget, I can freestyle a lot better. I put a tree too. Yeah, and I also want to decorate more of like this area because it just kind of looks blank at this point. Eventually we'll be getting mega torches, which I mentioned before, and those will allow me to not have to place torches all over the place like this because it kind of looks ugly. Not kind of, it looks very ugly. It'll allow us to have kind of more tasteful lighting, if you will, like just in the street and have darker areas. The one thing I'll have to figure out with mega torches is it doesn't allow any hostile mob spawns, but we have a little hostile mob spawner right here. This has been great because it's right in the center of my base. It's right under the Applied Energistics 2 building right up there. So this is constantly running it. If we go to my terminal, we can see not only the solidified experience, but bones, rotten flesh, gunpowder, which is going to be really useful, string, cobwebs, things like that, arrows, what have you. And eventually I'm going to try to figure out how to set it up for specific mobs, because that would be even more useful, especially if I could do like one in the end maybe for Enderman, one in the Nether for Wither skeletons, things like that. But yeah, I think for now we're gonna jump into a little building montage for me to build my thermal expansion building. I'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody, we got our new thermal expansion building done. I quite like it. It's pretty basic. All these buildings are pretty basic. I think for right now, my plan is just create enough space for the basic stuff with each mod to craft what I need to progress, because we're gonna be getting really into auto crafting in chapter 13 with the unlocks of the Applied Energistics 2 autografting. And that's when we'll need more space for larger setups to create massive amounts of items. But for now, we're really only needing the stuff that I put in, and I'm batch crafting everything so that I don't have to be constantly doing it, even though I am constantly doing it at this time, but that's not important. Anyways, this building has a terminal I hooked up, so we have access to everything, a little crafting station, our energy cube to get power into here, and yeah, it's hooked up to this wire through a little hole I made, and in here we'll be able to set up all our thermal expansion stuff. I'm hoping I made this building large enough. I don't know how much space I'll need, but this can be expanded pretty easily. I did use the building gadget for this, as you probably saw in the time lapse, which made things so much easier. This building maybe took 20 minutes to build, as opposed to like the Extra Utilities 2 building, which took me maybe an hour, and it was constantly like testing things, putting things up, and then having to take them down by hand. Whereas this one, I was able to just click like the undo button and stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed making this. What do I want to do now is a great question. I'm thinking I'm going to spend some time getting into thermal expansion, because there's so much here, and all of it's going to be really helpful, especially getting like the crafting terminal, getting to the end, getting my elytra finally, getting Ender IO stuff, getting this enchantment stuff, allowing me to get the best enchants I want, getting platinum ingots, excuse me, not platinum dust, getting so many different things. Yeah, so I'm gonna start building machine frames and stuff, and I will check in with you all once I have something to share. See you soon. All right, everybody, we got some basic machines set up. We got a induction smelter, which I'll explain in a second. We got a magma crucible, a fluid transposer, and another fluid transposer. So the magma crucible can take cryotheum dust, which is made by blaze powder, snowball, and redstone, and combine that with cinnabar ore, and that makes cinnabar. And then when we combine the cinnabar with the nickel in our induction smelter, we get nickel and platinum. Platinum is the next major resource we need. So having that, awesome. We can make a lot of stuff with it, and I think what we're going to be going for next is mithril, and also an enderium, which will give us so many new things to play with, so many new things to do. The only issue is the cryotheum dust is made by this blizz powder, which blizzes are kind of hard to kill. So fortunately, you can make it with the fluid transposer and some liquid XP, but you need to combine the liquid XP. We're getting the liquid XP from our mob farm, but the liquid XP needs to be combined with snowballs. To get snowballs, you can use the glacial precipitator from thermal expansion, which I think I'm going to be using soon. You just combine it, you put water in it, and it makes snowballs. So I'll probably put that here so that the snowballs just get outputted here, and then we get the blaze powder. The blaze powder, maybe I'll even set it up so that the magma crucible goes directly below the fluid transposer. Or no, I need to craft it. Well, either way, I'm going to set this up to automate it a bit more, so we're just going to be getting a ton of cinnabar. Cinnabar is really useful in the induction smelter. You get a lot of byproducts we're going to be needing, I believe. So like platinum, I don't know if we're going to be using search slag. Probably actually looking at it. What else we can get? Silver, we can get gold. It also allows us to triple our ores compared to Mechanism, which doubles our ores. So that's pretty cool to have. And it's not too hard to get. If we head out here, I have set up the excavator at this chunk. Whoops. These things kill me so much. I've set the excavator here on this chunk. It's really hanging over the water. That's okay. And it produces cinnabar as well as redstone, which is awesome, and stabilizes redstone ore. Don't know what that does, but I'm sure it'll be useful one day. So we're getting plenty of cinnabar now, which is great. Say cinnabar 5 times fast. Additionally, we have now gotten Eyes of Ender. I crafted a ton just to have them while we need them. And next episode, we will be going to fight the Ender Dragon and defeat the Ender Dragon as well, hopefully. But I think that's where I'm going to call this episode, as the sun sets on this nice day in my world. I want to thank you all for watching. We got a lot done. We built 2 new buildings, and we progressed through 2 chapters in Divine Journey 2. Hopefully next episode will progress a bit more. But until then, be well. Bye-bye.